Just finished up with the shoot, so now I'm going to show you how to get the images off your SD card and a quick way to call through some of your images. So I have my SD card plugged in right here. Open that up to the side. And then inside this one, DCIM, if I open that up, there is going to be a folder with a name that's similar to the camera, somehow related to the camera. So that is going to be the folder with all of your images in it. Right there, that's all my images. And then on this next to that, I'm going to open up my local hard drive, go to where my folder is with my name on it, and my projects folder is right there. So I'm going to drag this over there and drop it in, and it will show you the status of that. I'm going to close it out because I already dropped them over. We don't need to wait 5 minutes for that to go over. So after you drag it over, you can then click on the folder and rename it. This was the original folder I brought over. I renamed it. My technique is I put the date and the location of the event. I always put the year first so that everything will be put by numerical chronological order, and then a space, and then the month, dash, and the day. And then this is related to the location, San Gregorio General Store. Once that is done, you can eject your SD card. Right there, eject it, and then it's safe to unplug it from the computer. And to look at my images, rather than drag it to Lightroom, that will have to load all the images actually into the cloud. That takes a long time. I drag that folder onto Bridge, and it opens that whole folder on Bridge. The first time you open Bridge, it might take a little while, and it might look something like this. I prefer to slide these windows over to maximize the size of the preview window here. The thumbnails, well, their thumbnails are supposed to be small, so I push those way over on the side. And when you click on an image, it will show up large here in the preview, and that's what you want to see. You want to see a preview decent size. I do keep the metadata visible down here because it gives me some very excellent essential information. You can see right here, this one is slightly overexposed for some reason. Next shot, I was playing around with the exposure, so the next shot I underexpose it so I can get the clouds. So I'm just setting up, getting ready for the shoot here. And you can see that after a shoot like this, I have 1,303 images. That's a lot. You don't want to load all those into Lightroom. So, working on a band shoot here. I can zoom in and see that everybody is looking in the right direction. And she's not smiling, so let's check out the next photo. I guess she's just not going to smile for us, so that's an over smile. So, rather than delete the ones you don't like, what I do is I use quick keystrokes, Command 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 to give it a 1 through 5 star rating, or you can click down here. Command 5 is the quickest way to give it a 5-star rating. And then I just go through with the arrow keys through all my images, and then the ones that I like, I hit Command 5. And that is, for me, the quickest way to figure out which images are worth editing and which are not worth editing. And you can see there's just tons and tons of photos here. The reason I take 1,300 photos is, as you can see, I set it on rapid fire, high frame rate, and I take a ton of photos in sequence because you just get different facial expressions, different interactions, and the focus point sometimes bounces around. And then right here you can see like her face gets in front of the mic, or the mic gets in front of her eyes at points and stuff like that, and you can't predict that. So I rattle off 20 images and probably keep one of them. So after you've 5-starred a few of them, let me just go down here and mark a couple more. Then I go up to View, Sort by Rating, and it drops all your 5-star rated ones onto the bottom. So you can quickly and easily select those. And then my strategy is to create a folder over here, and I just call that 5 stars. And I just drag those over. Two techniques: you can drag them all over, or you can drag a copy over. If you click and hold the Option key, you get that green plus symbol. That means it's going to actually leave the originals here and put a copy over there. And then I drag that into the folder with the others, and I have all of the images here, and then just my best ones that I'm going to edit here. And that is how I quickly get my images onto the laptop or computer, and then quickly figure out which images are worth editing. Then from there, these are raw files. From there, you can drag them into Lightroom, and that's when you have to actually load them into Lightroom. It takes a moment. Add one photo, and then you can work on editing that image as you see fit. So you can work on raw files like that. And then one thing that some people do, intentionally or not, sometimes they double click the image here when it's a raw file from Bridge. And the problem with that is it opens it up into a camera raw first. It isn't really a problem, but if you're not used to it, it's a problem. Because some students get stuck here because they never click on either cancel or done or open. If you don't click on those and just slide this out of the way, you can't do anything because Camera Raw is waiting for you to answer the prompt down here. But this works perfectly fine. This is actually my preference because this existed way before Lightroom. So it has a lot of the same sliders as Lightroom, but old people often go here first.